Good morning. It's 9 o'clock. We'll call the annual organization meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. I'd like to, at this point, nominate Kim Clear as the temporary chairman. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Dan.
Okay. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, Kim, it's all yours.
Okay, I guess I will officially call this meeting to order. Would you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As much as I've loved being chairwoman for this 60 seconds, I would like to nominate James Bach for the chairman of the Board of Supervisors.
I'll second that.
Oh, call for the vote. Mr. Ouellette, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
And Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
I also vote yes.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Next up is nomination for the election of vice chairman. I'll nominate Kim Clear for vice chairman.
I'll second that.
Okay. Call for a vote. Mr. Ouellette?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next up, we have the appointments for the year. Like to make a motion to appoint Cheryl Williams as the township secretary.
I will second.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Call for a vote. Mr. Ouellette?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Next up, we have the township treasurer. Make a motion to appoint Mark Zaszewski as the township treasurer. Do I have a second on that?
I will second.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Call for a vote. Mr. Ouellette?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have a township engineer. We do have a vacancy there. And I would like to make a motion to appoint Burgess and Neipel, the firm, on a temporary basis as needed until we fill that position.
I'll go ahead and second that motion.
Thank you, Kim. I'll call for a vote. Mr. Ouellette?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. I'd like to make a motion to appoint McDonald, Illig, Jones, and Britton, LLP, with Mark Shaw as the principal contact for the township solicitor, for the year. Is there a second on that?
Yes, I'll second.
Thank you. Call for a vote. Mr. Ouellette?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Okay.
Next up, we have municipal administrator, township operations for our employee capacities.
I'll make a motion for James Bach to be the municipal administrator for the township operations.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Ouellette?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, number 11 on our agenda, municipal administrator for public safety. I move that Kim Clear be appointed to the employed position of municipal administrator public safety with oversight of the Mill Creek Police Department, emergency management, and also chair of the safety committee.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Ouellette?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, for number 12, I move that Dan Ouellette be appointed the employed position of Municipal Administrator of Public Works, oversight of the Department of Public Works, Planning and Development, and the liaison to the Fire and Emergency Service Commission, Planning Commission, and the Zoning Hearing Board.
I will second.
Okay, Mr. Ouellette?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up is the delegate and alternate delegate to the 2023 PSATS State Conference.
I would like to nominate Dan Olet as a delegate to the PSAT State Conference
Okay.
for 2023.
And alternate is
Oh,
Kim Clear?
yes, I wasn't sure if I could do that in the same motion,
Well,
sorry.
I can make the motion
Okay,
to have Dan be the delegate and you can be the
Okay.
alternate to that. Okay?
all right.
Do we
I'll
have a
second.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Mr. Olet?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up, number 14. I move that, oh, that's you, Dan.
Okay. I'd like to nominate Jim Bach, Dan Olet, and Kim Clear as representative and alternate representatives to a Cato Executive Committee for 2023.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
s-
second that.
Yes.
Mr. Olet,
I
call for a
vote.
vote.
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Next up, I move that Kim Clear in her capacity as municipal administrator and Dan Olet and myself in their capacities as municipal administrators respectively be appointed the township's representatives and alternate to the Erie Area Council of Governments for 2023.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Olet,
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, number 16. I move that Director of Planning and Development Matthew Waldinger and Jean Clement be appointed respectively the representative and alternate representative to the Lake Erie Coastal Zone Advisory Committee for 2023.
I will second.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Call for a vote on that. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. I move that Kim Clear in her capacity as municipal administrator and Jean Clement be appointed respectively voting representative number 1 and alternate to the Erie Metropolitan Planning Organization, the Erie MPO, Coordinating Committee for 2023.
I will second that.
Okay. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, number 18. I move that Director of Planning and Development Matthew Waldinger and John Sebesta, P.E., be appointed respectively voting representative number 2 and alternate to the Erie Metropolitan Planning Organization, Coordinating Committee for 2023.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, moving on to number 19. I make a motion that Planning and Development Director Matthew Waldinger and Kim Clear in her capacity as Municipal Administrator be appointed respectively voting representative and alternate to the Erie Metropolitan Planning Organization Technical Advisory Committee for 2023.
I will second.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, moving on to financial matters, number 20. I move that the bond for the treasurer be established and maintained at $2 million for 2023.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. I move that the bond for the assistant treasurer be established and maintained at $2 million for 2023.
It's actually 1 million.
Oh, 1 million?
This says 1 million.
Okay. My sheet here says 2. It is 1. Okay. Correction on that. The bond for $1 million for the assistant treasurer.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. I move to approve the following fund depositories for 2023 and to authorize the following signatories of the board. Are they specifically listed? Okay, we have PNC Bank, First National Bank, Citizens Bank, Northwest Savings Bank, Neuberger Berman Private Equity Fund, Garrett, Welsh and Kotler, Vanguard International Growth Fund, DFA International Core Fund, Multi-Employer Property Trust, Erie Bank, PA Local Government Investment Trust. So those are the various entities for the 2023 fund depositories.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, and we have, I'll make a motion to approve the following insurance carriers for 2023. For workers' comp, we have the MRM Trust. We have AM Trust Insurance for the Volunteer Fire Department Workers' Comp. We have Zurich America for the Inland Marine policy. Zurich is also for the General Liability Umbrella. And also for the automobile and professional liability is also Zurich. And then we have Crum and Foster Insurance for the cyber security insurance. Those would be for the our carriers for 2023.
I'll second.
Sorry. I can't third.
Mr. Olet,
Yes.
Mrs. Clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes on that. Okay, we have our, looks like our first resolution of the year, Resolution 2023 R1, a resolution to appoint a certified or competent public accountant or a firm of certified or competent public accountants to make an examination of all accounts of the township for fiscal years 2022 and 2023, and to make single examinations of township accounts as needed. So that is a motion to approve Zelenkowski Axelrod LLC.
I will second.
Okay. Call for a vote. Mr. Olet,
Yes.
Mrs. Clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, next up, we have some administrative matters. We have a letter to the auditors for the treasurer's bond, which we just approved. The amount of $2 million for the treasurer and $1 million for the assistant treasurer. And then also notifying the auditors of the board appointments for municipal administrators. And that's it. I'll make a motion to approve that communication to the Board of Auditors.
Yes, I will second that.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Mr. Olet,
Yes.
Mrs. Clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, number 26 on our agenda is the committee and commission appointments. We have various appointments for the year. International Property Maintenance Fire Code Board of Appeals with Edward Betza, Esquire. Erie County Tax Collection Committee. We have Mark Zaszewski and Melanie Page and Dan Olet is the second alternate there. The Fire and Emergency Service Committee, John Marsden, citizen representative being reappointed. We have 4 on the Planning Commission, Doug Prozan, Eugene Strohmeyer, and Ray Reed being reappointed, and David Fugate being a new appointment for that. We have Recycling, Education and Advisory Committee appointments for new 1-year terms. Steve Cornelius, Carl Cronmiller, Janine Fennel, Ken Fromnecht, Dana James, Mary Beth Santucci, Maria Spagnola, Jessica Stutzman, Sean Stutzman, and Judy Zelina. We also have on the vacancy board Brian McGrath, reappointed to a 1-year term, and the zoning hearing board, John DePlacido and Jeremy Toman. And then we have still 2 vacancies for the alternates on that. I think that's it. Make a motion to approve those committee and commission appointments for the year.
Yes, I will second that.
Okay, thank you, Kim. Mr. Olet,
Yes.
Mrs. Clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, next we have the designation of the regular meetings of the Board of Supervisors. The regular meetings will be held on the second Tuesday of each month at 9:30, except this month and December, and the fourth Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m. That's a new time for this year. It was 5:30 last year. We're moving the Tuesday evening meetings to 5 p.m. Except in April, when a meeting will be held on Thursday, April 27th. There will be one meeting in December on Tuesday, December 20th. Got all that, Dennis? You can put it in your calendar.
He's got the calendar.
We know he'll be here.
I think the Tuesday, December meeting should be the 19th. It should have advanced one from this year.
Does it say the 20th on your?
Yes, it says 20th on there, but it should be
Or is it
19th.
leap year? Okay, it's the 19th.
Okay, the one meeting in December of this year will be on Tuesday, December 19th at 5 p.m. Okay. Do we have a second to approve the regular meetings schedule?
Yes, I will second the meeting schedule for the year.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. I have that we are adjourning. Is there a motion to adjourn this regular meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Organizational
This
meeting.
reorganizational meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. And we are adjourned at 9:16. Our regular meeting will be at 9:30. Thank you.
I feel so reorganized.
Okay, it's now 9:30. I'll call the regular meeting of the January 3rd, 2023 Mill Creek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, I have one amendment to the agenda.
Oh, you have an amendment? Okay. Lydia, go ahead.
Thank you. In accordance with Section 712E of the Right to Know Law that was amended in 2022, upon a majority vote of the individuals present and voting during the conduct of a meeting, an agency may add a matter of business to the agenda. The reasons for the change to the agenda shall be announced at the meeting before any vote is conducted to make the changes to the agenda. The agency may subsequently take official action on the matter added to the agenda. The agency shall post the amended agenda on the agency's publicly accessible internet website if available, and at the agency's principal office location no later than the first business day following the meeting at which the agenda was changed. The added agenda item consists of a request to approve making an addition to the Articles of Incorporation for the authority to include the principal address, the Mill Creek Township General Authority, to include the principal address of the authority. We received notice of correction from the Department of State during the holidays and were unable to make contact with the department to discuss the issue. In order to preserve the filing date, the correction needs to be submitted by 1/20/23. So based on the above recommendation, I would recommend adding this to the agenda after item number 8. So this would be new number 9.
Okay, so we need a motion to add that to the
Yes.
agenda? Okay. Do I hear a motion on that?
Yes, I'll make a motion to add that, to amend the agenda.
And I will second.
Okay. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Anybody wish to make comment? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from our December 20th, 2022 regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes?
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Approval of the bills. We have some bills that need to be paid. Is there a motion to approve the bills?
Motion to approve the bills?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Olet,
Yes.
Mrs. Clear,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Okay, next up, number 6 is bids and quotations. We have some lockers for the Mill Creek Police Department. Mrs. Clear?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The proposal for contract specifications is being submitted to the treasurer for the replacement of lockers in the north section of the men's locker room. And these are to replace the lockers that aren't closing, aren't locking, and they're basically just being replaced after 30-some years. So there have been 3 quotes that came in. I don't see a recommendation, though.
That's what I was, okay, go ahead. That
Okay.
was my question.
AJ Grack, the total quote came to $21,221.65. Global Industrial was $13,878.93. $1,093. And then Tri-State Locker and Shelving was $39,155. Now, looking at these quotes, though, the installation is not included on the lowest bid of the Global Industrial. They're unassembled.
Cheryl, do you have anything in your paperwork with the recommendation?
Okay, okay. Well,
I make a motion to table this until we find out what Carter or Chief Height recommends due to the kind of the indecision.
yes. Was this actually, was this something that they did not want on the agenda because they were waiting for something? They wanted it on the agenda. Okay. Okay, all right. I know with the holidays and things like that, people were off or on, or, yeah, I'm sure.
Unless there is this time sensitive, do you know? I don't know why it would be.
I think
Like
it's
they have
been,
to order by a certain time to get a better price, or we don't know.
I do know that AJ Grack actually offered for the delivery, for the installation, et cetera. I know that AJ Grack was the company that they were going to go with. I mean, I do know that part, but I don't see it written anywhere in a.
On the first top sheet, there, it does state that costs could be reduced if township employees completed the assembly.
I don't think we have enough information here to act on this today.
I don't feel comfortable approving it.
Yes,
There's
I'll
quite
make a
discretion.
motion to
Okay.
I'm going to make a motion then to table.
I already made that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to second your motion.
Thank you, Kim. Okay. I'll call for a vote on tabling this. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
And Mr. Chairman, may I ask the solicitor a question?
Go ahead.
In order to take this off of the agenda, the next time we come together, we have to actually make a motion to take it off the agenda. It'll stay on here, correct?
Yes, it will stay on the agenda.
It'll stay
for
on the
next
agenda for the
meeting.
next meeting?
Correct.
Okay. And then we'll have to make a motion to untable it, and then we'll have to make a motion to vote on it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, next up is number 7 on our agenda, Resolution 2023 R2. This is the 2023 police pension contribution, which is setting the contribution rate at 5.50% for the police pension plan. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up is number 8, Stormwater Management Maintenance Agreement and Management Plans. Looks like Erie Starbucks. Mr. Waldinger, we're getting another Starbucks.
Yes, we are, and it's not in Erie, it's in Mill Creek.
Okay.
On Westridge Road. The developer, KDP Erie LLC, for the land development plan titled Erie Starbucks, has received their approval of their stormwater management plan after review by Greenman Peterson Incorporated. They are our third-party contracted engineering firm that reviews stormwater management plans. You'll see in front of you that they have indicated that the plan meets all of the requirements for the stormwater management ordinance. They have also, the developer has also submitted a stormwater maintenance agreement for the development, properly signed and reviewed. So at this time, I'd recommend that the board approve the stormwater management plan and signed the stormwater maintenance agreement.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the stormwater management agreement with Erie Starbucks. Sorry, Mill Creek Starbucks.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up is for Dollar General Land Development Plan, Westminster Development LLC. Matt?
Yes, thank you. Similar to the last item, this is the stormwater management maintenance agreement for Dollar General Land Development Plan, also on West Ridge Road. Greenman Peterson Incorporated did review the plan for consistency with the stormwater management ordinance, and it does comply. Again, there's a form there, the letter stating the same. In addition, they have their stormwater maintenance agreement on the township's form, properly signed. So at this time, I would recommend that the board approve the Dollar General stormwater maintenance plan and sign the stormwater maintenance agreement.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
I'll make a motion to approve the Dollar General storm water maintenance plan.
And I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up is the earlier amendment.
Yes.
With the addition of the,
The principal address, business address? Yes.
yes, for the authority.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I indicated earlier, our office received a notice of correction from the Department of State regarding the Articles of Incorporation for the Mill Creek Township General Authority that were filed on October 19th. The notice of deficiency indicated that the articles lacked the principal office address of the authority. The township's address, 3608 West 26th Street, is the principal address of the authority and is listed on the Articles of Incorporation 6 times, but it does not specifically identify that as the principal address of the authority. The relevant statutes involved here for forming a municipal authority do not require that the principal address be included in the articles. Additionally, Section 5603F indicates that the secretary shall file a certification of officers, and that would include the principal address of the business, which suggests that we do not need to include it in the Articles of Corporation. The deficiency notice, which we received on December 21st, indicates we have 30 days from the 21st to submit the corrected information if we want to maintain the October 19th filing date. And so the deadline to submit is on January 20th of 2023, which is after our first meeting and before our second meeting. So we're trying to make contact with the Department of State to try and correct it by just using the certificate of officers and business address in accordance with Section 5603, but with the holidays, they've all been off. So in the event that the State Department does not agree with the proposed solution of the certification of officers in order to preserve the filing date, the next option would be to submit an updated Articles of Incorporation that includes the principal address, the 3608 West 26, as Section 1A of the Articles of Incorporation. It would be my recommendation that the Board of Supervisors approve the minor addition to the Articles of Incorporation that specifically identifies the principal address of the authority as the Township Building, with the understanding that the updated Articles of Incorporation will only be submitted if the Department of State rejects our other option.
Okay. Thank you, Lydia. Okay, is there a motion to that effect as
Yes.
stated by Lydia?
I will make a motion to, yes, add the address for the township building.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, communications, treasurer communications.
Yes, we've got 2 requests for conference attendance. The first is PELRAS, which is going to be held March 14th through the 17th at State College. And the employees attending would be Dan Alette as municipal administrator, Diane Lyons, HR manager, and myself as treasurer. The total cost for that conference is $3,000. And then PSATs, which is held later in April. I don't have the exact dates, but it's got to be somewhere around the 24th. And that's for 3 employees. That would be Dan Alette as delegate, Kim Clear as alternate delegate, and some poor other unfortunate soul yet to be nominated, probably from planning, to attend the PSATs conference in Hershey, PA.
Who's the newest
And that-
employee, Matt?
That costs us
That would be
$4,500.
Gene, but we'll have to see.
Oh, Jean Clement.
I like that conference. Learned a lot.
No, it's a good call.
I'll make a motion to approve the PELRAS and PSATs conference.
I'll second.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, next up, we have requests from Diane Lyons regarding a promotion. Promotion would be for Melinda Fleming to the position of Code Enforcement Clerk. This would fill a vacancy up in our Code Department at a rate of $18.46 per hour. Start date would be January 6th, I believe this Friday. Melinda has been employed with Mill Creek Township as a switchboard operator receptionist since 9/23 of 2021. She was previously employed with benefit administrators. So there was a posting, and Melinda put in for the position. And yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve that promotion to clerk.
I will second.
Okay. Dan?
I vote yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I would just like to congratulate Melinda Fleming on the promotion. She has worked so hard as our receptionist for, almost a year and a half now. Anyone that comes into the township building is greeted so warmly and is taken care of so well. We are really, really lucky to have someone like Melinda Fleming work for us, and it's great to see a promotion that she's earned. And she will be tough to replace. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have looks like a training request from Deputy Chief Carter Mook. You want to
Yes.
handle that one?
Sure thing. There is a training request from Deputy Chief Mook for open source intelligence training. The course is actually free, but there are travel expenses that will total $2,136.32. They are submitting a request for training of detectives of Fennell, Buckner, and Katerna and Inman. The course is titled Open Source Investigations, and it will be held in Bridgeville, PA, around Pittsburgh from February 8th through the 10th, 2023. It will give students an up-to-date understanding of social networking sites and how members act and interact. They are also going to be learning about various sites and how to integrate that information into criminal investigations and criminal intelligence analysis. So, as usual, our police department is making sure that they are up to date and knowledgeable on all parts of crime fighting.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, executive sessions were not held due to the holiday. We didn't have any executive sessions in the past week and a half. Solicitor comments? Lydia, anything
No
further?
communications.
No further? Citizens to be heard. Yes, sir. I think you know the drill.
I've done this once or twice.
I think so.
And I've been
Good to
back
see
there
you.
with you guys there. John Grow, 603 Montpelier Avenue. And we'll start the year off really good here. A couple of things. First of all, Melinda, can't you keep her down here? I mean, really, I say that seriously, like kidding around too.
Need to clone her.
Yeah.
As we always know, the person at the front desk is the ambassador of first impressions. And that is something that's so important here at this municipal building, all municipal buildings. And it's going to be tough, as you said, to find somebody to take that place there. So smiling face, good, pleasant, disposition about themselves, and just that works out so well for you guys. It makes it easier for everybody in the building. But one thing I really wanted to talk about coming here was the fire chief. You know, the fact that we're hiring a fire chief this year. You probably won't hear this from other residents because they're going to be complaining about taxes and stuff like that. I'm not crazy about taxes. Who is, you know? But you guys did the right step doing this first step here. You do baby steps into taking care of our residents. As you know, we all know, it is the duty of the elected officials to make sure we have a safe place to live, to conduct business for our people, you know, everything about it. So I know this was something that when I was a supervisor, it was one of my platforms right there, and I'm glad to see it's finally happening, where we do a little bit at a time here. We have to keep politics out of it, but somehow we know it's going to get into it, budgetary matters and stuff like that. But the fact is, I think that as we see this thing progress, Mill Creek residents should feel just a little bit safer. We've already, you know, been close to having an unsafe situation, but we're heading back in the right direction there. And I guess really it comes down to you guys doing the right thing. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing that. So we'll leave it at that right there, and get Melinda back here, okay? If you're watching this, it's me that's making this motion to get you back here. Anyway, thank you
All right,
guys.
thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Any other citizens? Okay. Is there a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, we are adjourned at 9:50 a.m. Thank you.